Hello there. Thank you for tuning in to my channel. If you're new here or you've been here before, I'm so glad you decided to watch. If you haven't done so, please consider subscribing. I thought I would share a bit about myself and hope that you will find in me a kindred spirit, or at least identify with some of the things I share and be encouraged or simply be entertained. I enjoy hearing the stories others tell, and often they leave me thinking, oh, how unique we are, yet so alike. More than once, I've been told, if you really want to build a relationship with your audience, you're going to have to show your full face. Not quite ready for that. The overthinker in me has already thought of all the things that can go wrong. Maybe someday. I grew up on a small island in the sunny Caribbean, and by now I have lived in North America longer than I had in the West Indies. But I still find myself going back and forth between daughter and daughter, or water and water, mom and mum. You get the idea. Migrating was bittersweet as I came with family and reunited with more family. But that meant leaving other family behind. That was hard. I don't like goodbyes. There was a time when anyone asked me what I would like as a gift, I would say, a book. Some thought that was the most boring thing ever and ignored me completely. But to me, especially when I was younger, I couldn't think of anything better. Didn't know you were in there. One of my sisters gave me a copy of Cinderella. It was a beautiful pop-up edition. Imagine turning a page and a carriage would pop up. But it was the stories that transported me out of this world for hours. My eldest sister kept me in constant supply of fairy tales, Enid Blyton and Janet Oak, to name a few. A teacher gave me a list of classics I should read, and ever since, those are the books I go to first. I'm ashamed to say that I never got through Les Miserables and War and Peace without skipping over some parts, and I read them more than once. Sorry I went down the proverbial rabbit hole there. I said all of that to say that I enjoy books. I have a tendency towards nostalgia. Even things I enjoy can have an accompanying sadness. Almost everything can trigger a memory, good or bad. Next thing you know, I have a longing for the good old days. If I let it, that longing turns into a deep ache for a time to which I can never return, and the joys of today are forgotten. So as much as I can, I don't let it. Being outdoors, walking, and rain are some things I love that bring up many memories. Shady spots under low-lying branches fuel my imagination, and I remember when I half believed in fairies. Walking for pleasure reminds me of Saturday evening walks with my siblings. It always seemed like an adventure to me as we went through narrow streets or took a shortcut across an open field to my grandmother's house or to a friend's or an aunt's. And I can never hear the sound of rain without remembering the sound of it beating down a galvanized roof. I can do an entire video just on rain. I am surrounded by buildings. Buildings here, buildings there, buildings everywhere. Still, I'm blessed to have enough green spaces nearby to give me the benefits of being in nature. Although my head is quite often in the clouds, I have not left the real world behind, and I can find much to admire in the modern world. I like to watch for the International Space Station when it sails across the sky. It looks like a bright star, going, and then just like that, it's gone. To think that there are humans up there. As I faced curveball after curveball, I learned how spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally unprepared I was to face the challenges. And that had to change. I drank many bitter herbs, spent thousands in supplements, even sat in a sauna that looked like a fridge with the top freezer door missing. One practitioner had jars filled with snakes in some type of brine, maybe alcohol. When he suggested I use that, well, I just had to say, no thanks. And no, this was not on a small island in the Caribbean. It was right here in North America. And don't think for 1 minute I didn't pray for healing. But I learned I had a lot of inner work to do. To me, self-examination is one of the most important things I can do for myself. I like to think that I'm like Nehemiah in the Bible when he slipped into Jerusalem alone at night to survey the damage. He saw the broken down walls and the burnt gates, but he didn't just look at them, he began to rebuild. So I'm stopping up the breaches of health, career, community, and wherever else needs repairing. Anyone wants to be as generous to me as King Artaxerxes was to Nehemiah? Just kidding. Or maybe I'm not. Again, so wonderful to have you here. Until the next time.